Greetings, viewers, and welcome to Ellen Keister, the Real Talk Show with me, your beautiful host, Ellen Keister. Today, we have a special guest joining us. Our guest is a renowned music producer from Sierra Leone. Not only has he crafted countless hit songs, but he's also an inspiring evangelist, spreading positivity through his beats and messages. Who is he? Find out right after this commercial break.
Let's watch the Real Talk with Ellen TV show. By our very own daughter of Sierra Leone, Ellen Keister.
Welcome back to Ellen Keister, the Real Talk Show. With me, I have Joseph Sedu Koroma, a.k.a. Nashito Kulala, one of the baddest producers in Sierra Leone. Help me welcome Nashito. What up, welcome, Nash. Welcome.
You know, I like that I can call me.
I mean, nobody call you so. I like it that you say, you and they say, oh, now Ellen, I call you so.
Seriously, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure being here.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming.
And it's been a while.
It's been a while. How's everything with you?
Everything is good. You know,
congratulations. You know, of course, you've been married and now you're a father and everything else. I was like, okay, I see you, Nash. I see you. You know, but I mean, of course, everybody knows Nash. You know, a lot don't go on, especially the last couple of months. Social media and me, they play a lot. But me, they can take Oman back to how it starts. So let me start with you. First of all, the name Nashito Kulala. How you get this name, first of all? How did you even go into production? Because now I can't see in their way. I mean, you know, you get like masters in like, what is it, engineering or something and all that. And now he's a producer. Like, how? Nash. Why Nashito Kulala?
Well, the Nash come from basketball. Okay. I was playing basketball, you know, I don't know if I'm because of the height or whatever, but I was not that so good, but I was like a point guard at the school also. My friends called me Nash, Steve Nash, where he be playing at the NBA then.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had the name Nash from school, and then in sixth form, I had the name Nashito. So when I went to university, just randomly, honestly, like, I don't really know why the person put Kulala or why even call me Kulala, but he just see Nashito just add the Kulala pana, and that's how the Nashito Kulala came about. And I've been a musician since I was young, since I was like 5, 6. I don't play keyboard, and you know I don't learn a lot by myself till. Honestly, initially I wanted to be an architect. So that's how I went into the engineering field. I went to fabric college. I went for do architecture. By the time I not be get architecture department. So I went into civil engineering, hoping that, you know, by the third year I would switch to architecture. But then still, the faculty was not set up. So in third year, I for me go Ghana, because then I was accepted in Kwame Nkrumah University in Ghana. But then they said for start back year 1.
Oh.
I'm like, and I do 3 years, what I don't do now for college, no, and I don't suffer in that. I go start back, college back from year 1. I was like, nah, let me just finish with civil engineering. So that's why when I went to China, well, because social engineering is more or less, you know, it closely linked with architecture as well, because when the architects do the plan and design and send it to the social engineers, then we basically analyze the drawings and see how things fit. If you have meet up, you not meet up, this one for use, one for art. So it was kind of linked. So that's why I did social engineering. So whilst I was in China, I'm still produce music. I'm the land for produce music, because if I went to China, actually, I met with Fizu, who's like my mentor. He was the first person to take me to like the studio setting for know-how studio business, because prior to that point, I would use my keyboard, because I'm against my keyboard I didn't buy from my house. But then that was my first experience being in the studio, know what's in this day for. So he taught me all of that. So when I went to China, I was learning, and in that period, my friend, my childhood friend Kwama, he was in America, so I'm the son and beats them. So when I didn't see how they do, I was like, hey, Sam, I mean, because then he wanted to be a pilot. Maybe one for
Kwama wanted to be a pilot.
So like, hey, we are also change from architecture to our so now I don't look the links small. So I was sending him beats, because at the time he was part of a 3-man group called 232. Okay. So I was sending beats for his own group. But then at some point, like, you know, Nash, I think say I need for the take your music a bit more. So that was how I was going round and round. So different shows. Then when they get in America, then he was taking my beats on CDs till taking it out. He meets with Cardinero on Black Donny show, where he this beat.
So in other words, Cardinero's song was the first song.
It was the first official song.
Which song was that?
What's a Size Stone?
Oh yes, duh, I'm sorry, why did I forget?
Yes, that's what I stood.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's basically the history, and from that point, even though at that point I don't fully take the music production as like a career and like taking it seriously or like as a career path, but from that point moving forward, being that career is big and was big at the point. So when he had that breakthrough with that song, well, when that song became a big thing in his album, you know, that actually announced me, and a lot of people began to come in.
Started coming in and everything else.
So I was like, okay, well, now I think for me to make beats then for people then. So I just started, you know, paying more attention. They learn a bit more about music production and take it more seriously. And you know,
and so far you're still doing it anyway.
Yeah, I'm still doing it. So at that point, I was like, you know what? I just done my masters and just
continue that. So how many hit songs would you say you have on your belt? Like how many? I know, like you said, a lot of people came to you, but like hit songs like produced by Nash.
Well, I think the one that don't actually stand out specifically. Well, What's the Stone is one, of course. The current album has songs like Number One, which was also a hit from that album. Of course, Calm Journey by Young Sal, Bad also by Young Sal. Of course, the song with Incredible JJ. Well, the two songs with Incredible JJ, Freetown and that's other one. Bad Bush.
Bad Bush. Oh my God, the song with the chair right there, you just forget like that.
Bad Bush, and there's quite a couple, but again, it depends on what somebody will call a hit song. Because I feel like I have a couple of more songs where me think say like actually had an impact in Sierra Leone.
Yeah,
but,
I think so too, because you know the songs that you call and the name what you get definitely no certain songs in there, so definitely you have more songs that are playing. Because you know you can also get
Totally as well.
Yeah, Totally, the one by Terry G and the Beezy, one of the baddest beats ever. I think that's one of my favorite beats ever by Nashito Kulala.
Yeah, I remember one time you called me. I was in China. I was like, I think you were in Nigeria or something.
Yes.
I was like, can you imagine Nash? Then they play this song in Nigeria in our club, but they dance this music. I was like, oh.
Yes, like if you see me, like I don't know, I forget for each other, like oh my god, and everything else.
It was also a big song for.
Yeah, but I know at some point in your life you were. You kind of stopped. I don't know completely about the music where, you know, I'm pretty sure you went through a lot where you eventually, of course, the Evangelist Baku, where you actually changed your name, you know, from like Nash. Yeah, at some point you were like, okay, Nashito is dead. In other words, I had to go to Joseph Sedu Koroma, which of course now your own government's name. Then eventually, months later, Nashito showed up again. What happened in that transition? Like, what was going on?
Okay, so so at that point when I had my personal encounter with God. So I was so passionate, and I was like, you know when something new, you're so focused. And then there's a time I was thinking, because people were asking me like, what's going to happen to the music side of you? What's going to happen to Nashito Kulala? I was like, at that point, honestly, it not even matter to me, sincerely. But then at some point, I was asking myself questions like, if God really gave me music, then He wants me to use music because it's a talent that I have. You know, it's a gift that He gave to me, and I'm not say because I don't discover and I have a relationship with Him means I have to kick totally out with Him. He blessed me with as well. Maybe I should rather focus on how am I going to use this, you know, rather than totally forget about music and all that. So that's why eventually, after I changed all my handles then from Twitter to Instagram to Facebook, I changed also Joseph Sedukuma.
Yes.
So I can still keep this side of me, which is my real self, and I can keep this side of me, which is also my music self. So that's when I rejuvenate again the Nashito Kulala brand again and begin for produce music.
So are you working in the engineering part of it, or you just on the music production, like not producer no more?
No, me, I'm only into entertainment now.
Fully. So you masters. I can't say daddy. I'm just kidding.
He knows.
So all that money you don't use that for work at all.
Yeah, and that's honestly been the tussle since 2014. I still recall when my late mom called me. I was in the UK, one of the holiday when they do me summer tours them, and she called me, Joseph, I get a job for you, because at the time I've done my masters already, because I finished my masters in 2014. So she called me, well, I said for Kambako, I get a job for you for work with African Bank. They had a project in Zimbabwe also. Like, come, you're gonna pay in foreign currency. I'm like, and now engineering business now. This time it's up again.
Really?
Yes. And from that point, my mom told my dad, he said, so my auntie for the again, Joseph, he said, so don't go China, and I ain't don't go
change everything else.
So from that point, like, that was when I became independent.
Okay.
Because then I didn't come back. So because then I was trying to hustle, try to make some money for myself.
So then pull out, you know.
So I was like, okay, well, it's not a big man for yourself.
We didn't save money for you.
Yeah, do your thing for yourself. And from that point, like I had to move out of university, the campus. I began to stay by myself. I rented an apartment. I began to live by myself, and I mean, music back me, they give me half money. So there was a time, if you remember, there was a time when they collect some people on our Facebook say they want to pay money because at that time I could only pay my rent at that time by waiting at the make. So it was that kind of thing for me. So from that point moving forward, so even now, I've just been focused on music and making music and doing other things within the entertainment.
Okay.
You know.
All right, cool. So, I mean, we all know you're part of Agena. You just mentioned Kwama.
Right.
How is that going? Because I heard what I heard. I heard there's a split now, and you're independent.
Right.
You know, I mean, I know say no they out there, but this is real talk. I'm not sabi man. I got all the details. You know, so what happened between you and Kwama? Because earlier you actually used the word and say my childhood friend.
Right.
And now I know you guys are not even speaking. In other words, well, you guys have high and bio, what's
right.
But why the split from Agena?
Well, it's actually a long story, but just for the sake of this interview, I will just, at least let listeners and the audience understand that, like I mentioned earlier, Kwama has been my friend, like, from small. Like, I met him when I was in class 3, and we grew up together, and we've built this music dream together. Himself left in pilot's business and forget what in biochemistry we go do in America, and we started this Agena business together in 2012. And with Rhyme the Wizard as the first artist, then Sugar Lulu, and then we worked with ABZ as well. And then we had 441 at some point and Hayden Adama. Moving forward, long story short, we decided to form the company and establish the company here in Sierra Leone in 2020. That was the year my mom passed away. So we started the company and everything has been running good. But, for the most part of it, especially towards this tail end, like something day where people in the see something where they go before and somebody else want to come in between and feels like I cannot come between these two people, but I feel like I am entitled to what these two people have. Okay. And then that was the kind of situation where someone else came in and begin for talk, waiting for talk, try for slander things, try for turn things and we're not supposed to look like. And then because Kwama has been out of town since last year, December. Okay. So unfortunately is that, and for him is that, we'll not be able to get in touch for most of what was happening in Sierra Leone. We'll not be able to communicate directly for say, hey, so I think this is happening because I've been trying to reach out to him for a very long time, but he's been going through his own stuff and all of that. So I'm still waiting for him to come back to Sierra Leone. But for the most part, I was like, okay, well, till he comes back, since the company is officially registered and we don't go through legal process and all that,
it's both of you guys?
Yeah, it's both of us because it's a 50-50% shareholder company. So I was like, okay, well, when he comes back to Sierra Leone, then, we will go through the legalities as well and all that. But for now, of course, I'm for the most part detached from my services and ownership to the company has been substantially withheld till he comes back. We amicably. Right, because that be the next question for say, is it workable? I mean, because like you said, you guys haven't really had a conversation. Now, just this third party will come in, as you they say, we tell for just come pour things, we'll bring come, because I heard a lot, and I haven't spoken to Kwama either, and of course we're having this conversation now. So with you and your relationship with Kwama, you go actually able to ignore their situation, like with that person, and try to fix it if he's willing to fix it for you guys to come together? Well, I doubt because the only way I personally feel it can work is if this person is totally out. Okay. But if this person is still within, I still believe eventually it will find me back because it's a situation where don't they go on and on and on and on. I've been trying to be the bigger person, let's go, forgive, get people back involved, but anytime I try, it take all that road back for come back and for cancer. And that's what what's not the issue personally? I mean, we're not to say names, but what's not the issue between you and this person? Well, this person actually just hold that right there. Don't go anywhere. After this commercial break.
Small businesses are not small. They keep you pumped. They keep you learning. They keep you They keep you stylish. They keep you fed. Happy birthday to you. They keep you smiling. We can do all of this because they keep us moving. At UBA, we keep your small business moving because your business is big business. Ready to get moving?
Welcome back to Ellen Keister, the World Talk Show. If you just walked in, I have music producer, one of the baddest in Sierra Leone, Nashito Kulala. Welcome back, Nash. Welcome.
Thank you.
Before we run out of break, of course, just to talk about the split. So, officially for now until Kwama come into town, he's no longer part of Agenda Entertainment. And of course, like we did talk, there's one person in there. We actually do all this mix up. Before we're going to break up, they ask you, like what you said, if you're not able really fix this person need for go, in other words. So maybe they try to find out, like, something must not happen. I don't know from him, I know who it is, but of course I will not say your name. But what do you feel so you do this person for, like, actually try for, because you talk about you being a bigger person, forgiving and forgetting. So issues must not they go on between those two people, you two.
Okay, so I'll run through this as quickly as possible. So for what I know, this person is a very jealous person. Okay. So it's not a person where I meet through Kwama. This people were in with Kwama whilst I was in China. Okay. So of course most people will come I don't meet whilst I was away when he was coming like back and forth. Now people away I can only meet after when me decide for come back now from China back and day. So it tell me okay this is so person I don't so same the person they help me this and that this person around the whole and blah blah and all that kind of thing. But I'm sure all of these people because Kwama is one person who always tell people like Joseph na my brother, Joseph like I'm my own person. It's like anybody touch Joseph, you don't touch me. Like he always tells people straight up and stuff like that. But this person is somebody where like he feels entitled to Kwama to the extent that okay nobody else not for can close to Kwama. Okay. So he feels like okay this Nash come on. Nash be the channel all this while when me did with Kwama will go up and down and that kind of thing. So this person can wait like now all saying Kwama they talk say put high and that kind of stuff there. So long story short, when we actually started the company, in fact I was the person. Why I'm saying I was the bigger person is because I even forced a relationship with this person. I tell Kwama, instead of Kwama they go to America, and I say, "Boy, Kwama, I started explaining people where you did song." Now they see them. We know they and I say, and because we all decide for they build this thing together, I say for talk to an artist, so let me and say for build like a relationship. Mostly was the other person, right? So Kwama calling, hey, Sam, I'm my brother, he say they go friend and they talk and all that kind of stuff. I say for they go friend and they hang out and they catch up and just like for build my own relationship and all of that. So that was how eventually we being for link up and all that. Okay. So when we decided to start the company, initially, we were looking for a manager for the company. So we go around, asked a few people in, but, it was difficult. So me, Joseph Sedukuma, aka Nashito Kulala, I said, Kwama, before they go all around, this person back, work with you for a while. Like, I know initially he was going to be the studio clerk for the company. For open. I said, but again, since he's a man who is also coming up, we say fan for help. I think this can be a good opportunity for just build up himself and instead of just learn a few new just take that next dimension in life back as well. Okay. I made the recommendation to Kwama on his behalf. And we had a conversation. It's a idea, and for Singapore company, or the cancer someone like this, we had a conversation. We started the company. But then when we started the company, anything Kwama go, that kind of situation like, okay, well, me not Sabio as you, now Kwama Sabio as me don't see you. So that was where the situation started. So I called Kwama. Respect there, basically. Yeah, so I called Kwama. I said, hey, Kwama. I said, anything or little, I'm having an issue with this guy. This guy not able to respect me. Like, I was who talking and all that. And he called him, hey, Sam, I don't tell that man, I'm a brother or anybody touch that man, he don't touch me. If that man get issue, I get issue that person in the back. So that's really pained him more. Like, so this person, and I ain't Kwama slick, and talk say this and then he gets him back and all that kind of stuff. So eventually, that kind of thing. In other words. So he started to undermine the company whilst I was there because I was running the company in Kwama's absence. Like, did everything, signing artists, having interviews, running the accounts of the company, like basically everything. And I just, anything that happened at the company, I'll tell Kwama, and he said, this we don't do, and I don't need for do, blah, 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 and so forth. So he started undermining the company, he left for can't work. As long as Kwama know they care, doing So eventually Kwama came to town and he observed the same thing. So he called us to a meeting one time. I was like, hey, this man not really complete, what's happening? And the way he started the conversation, thinking that it's a casual conversation, Kwama hosted him before he even before he even said his
go
next
fast,
line, he said, nah, he said, nah, she said Joseph, because Kwame always calls me Joseph anyway.
Yeah, I know that.
He said Joseph, he said, yeah, I'm sorry. And this was I
start this conversation briefly. I just want to start this conversation. We make, Kwame begin for say, he's very sorry.
Okay, so Kwame say, I don't know, you boss don't tell me say, this is the 90. Well, Kwame, I see this human. So Kwame was like, okay, that was all he said.
Oh, so definitely there's beef somewhere. Yeah. But I know, me small little investigation what I do is more, in like when you talk to it undermine the company, I think from Ian's side, it mentioned to, a few people that I heard, because I know I was going to get used up one for you small. They say, like, you nobody really do anything, you nobody push the company, you nobody, like now you really slack off, in other words. You understand? Like, no promotions, people have not one for go work day, they allow people to for go work day. Some little things like that. So, in other words, it's more like he was looking out for Kwame, and you were not really doing what you were supposed to do. Okay. So, now the issue down together.
So, you know what's funny? And I was laughing while she was saying all of that. If Hejena was Hejena as to why it was, because the proof is there, it's online. You go to my page right now, you see that I've been running this company, even when at some point Kwame had to take some time off because of all the stuff that he was going through and all of that. I was like, this our own company, this any way. This company not for long because the momentum we started with was dwindling down. Because when Ejena started, it was on social media, everybody talked about Ejena, and after some time, as things were slowing down, things were really, really slowing down. So I started to design programs to have people come to the studio, right? Make people know about the company, people were coming and all of that. The problem here is when eventually this same person here, because he had to leave the company at some point after this thing happened, the day we Kwame called me at the office.
So he left?
Kwame asked him out of the company. Okay. And then he do an advertisement for a new manager. Then we get a new manager in Orlando. Then he was working. Then me again. I go meet him. Say, Paddy man, may you not get issue. But for whatever reason make you feel, whatever way you feel, let's get over that. Then I spoke to Kwame again. Kwame, let me get this guy in the company again.
Wow.
Me. This was when we were in Nigeria. We'll go do rhyming album for Don't Rhyming album. Kwame say, Nash, he said, you sure? He said, you know this work for the man. So I say, yes. I say, Kwame, I say, we don't understand yourself. I say, now misunderstanding. Okay. We don't know that. Let's get over that. Let him come back at the company. He came back to the company. When he came, he gave the secretary, gave the manager.
It gave you in the process.
In the process. No, me have the last checkpoints. You understand? Okay. It gave Oman at the company. Cool. We still work at the company. So, basically, for as far as I know, it was not working for Hejena. He was working for Kwame. Because we Kwame no dey, in our office. We Kwame in our house to Kwame. Okay. We Kwame kind of office, in the kind of office. So for as far as I know, for all that I know about Ejena, Kwame do for personally. Okay. He never works for Ejena. He never ever get Ejena in interest at hearts because the time we Kwame not be there. Like, well, this is the time where we were there now for able to strategize and see how things are happening. Even up to the point when Triple T was having their show, he was there. He never took part. And at the same person back, we go around back and say, come and say, oh, then people in there, and they go all meeting, then they call me for meeting, then they go do.
Look at the issues in deep.
It's a long story.
It's a long story. I mean, we don't get some. For me, I just feel so bad in other words, because like I say, I know how far I don't come out. And I remember when Una even want to start everything, you guys came to me and be like, this is what we want to do. Right. So I feel connected to you too in particular. I always tell people and say, wake up to them today. I will do anything for them because out of even the respect now for people doing on our own, but actually come and say, we want to do this. How can we go about this? Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Right.
And Kwame Amposo, I can even always say, one day even calls me name, calls me Miss Ellen. So I hear really talk of because I felt so bad. But Kwame, I'm waiting for you because I need to understand what's going on. But I mean, hopefully you guys are able to really fix it. So now, temporarily, you're detached from it.
Right.
I on TikTok, I saw now, Rose, for example, they call you manager.
Right.
JJ, they call you manager.
Right.
So you're a music producer, and now you're a manager for all these artists. How many artists are now you manage? Where's Triple T? All these things. Like I'm confused a little bit.
Well, for now, I'm managing 10 artists.
Excuse me?
10.
We're on a break, but call in 10 so we can continue this conversation. 10.
Yes.
I'm thinking JJ. I just saw Rose's one, which was a shocker in a way, because I know you work as far as. Now the only I don't say Triple T. I haven't heard from them. But I was going to ask you about that.
Okay.
So where is 7? If Tripiti is the 8. Okay, Tripiti is not
so
a part
the
of
8, there is Carrie, there is Mimi, there is Sweet Official, the Badman Trapizo, Darling Boy, King Val. Who else have I left behind? Lazar, the best guy. There's one more person. Why did I forget this last person? But it's 10. And then Rose and JJ.
Wow. 10 people. How are you able to do and manage 10 people?
Okay, so with the 8, because Rose and JJ, it's on a personal level.
Okay, so for them, you're a personal manager. So meaning they do all the finances. No, they do all the things.
Yes, they do quite a lot of other things by themselves.
Okay.
Yeah,
so then it's there. So now you actually they finance the whole project.
Basically.
I need to.
So where the issue came in, and that's where the issue came in. That's where the other issue came in, which was misinterpreted and miscommunicated to Kwama, because whilst this whole breakdown happened in the company in Nigeria, where this guy saying me no dey make people for work day, was because in a one for go through me whilst I was there. So even the one producer for just can with artists for just can work on the studio, I'm like, this is not how things work. You know, I am here. If anything, call me, hey, well, and so team. I think say we need X, Y, Z time for the work with other people in Maryland, but you just don't come and people just say barge into the studio more. I'm like, what's what I can do? Oh well, this person say look work. I'm like, so you miss me the guest session, what's me for do? For us the computer gap and the other person for go, and that's not how you treat someone where they run the company, they actually own half of the company. That's not how you treat them with respect. So he took that information back to Kwama. Oh, this person here, the man make like say, now I ain't get this, I ain't get that. And of course, knowing that Kwama has been financing the company. So we used to doing that. The man they put inside the company itself. Then they go and make so. Then they talk to and call out. So like I said, it's a lot. Like now, post just get by that.
Otherwise, I mean, I know boys. It is what it is. Don't go to work because I'll be right back after this commercial break.
Hi, I am Leo, a super geek who's obsessed with artificial intelligence. I'm sure you're wondering how I got here.
Hi, Tony. It's been hard trying to find a quick way to send the cash across to you. The bank is quite far from where I stay.
Girl, I'm trying to call that pop-up shop I saw on IG. I need them shoes for a party this weekend.
Wait a minute. I can solve all these problems. All I have to do is get back to my geek zone and get cracking. That's how I created this great virtual solution. Chat with me on Facebook Messenger and experience a whole new world of banking solutions without going to the bank. Make transfers, buy airtime, get account statements, and more. After all, going to the bank is boring. Like, I can't drink this delicious coffee and fill a teller at the same time. Get it?
We're still here. Welcome back to Ellen Keister, the World Talk Show. If you just walked in, I have Nashito Kulala, music producer from Sierra Leone, one of the baddest. Welcome back. Welcome back.
We're still here.
We're still here with the building. Right, before going to break, right, like I say, this management with all these artists, I honestly just thought it was incredible JJ first. And then I saw a TikTok when I saw Rose. And I was like, okay. And now you just don't come and say there's a lot more. So the 2, of course, then the finance and stuff, but then 8 people there. So is it a label or a management, because there's a difference, and you know that.
Of course.
So you actually don't get your own label, or not just you provide management services to these 8 people?
The latter.
The latter, okay.
All right.
Okay.
So with them, whilst I was doing the meet and vibe for keep the studio running, for keep the company running, then I will do every Fridays. Initially, I was doing like beat making Fridays. Okay. Where I would just go live and create a beat and, just for people to know the process behind how I do my stuff. Then over time, I was like, okay, well, at least I need people in for the cam, artists in for the cam. So I started doing the meet and vibe where I will invite artists them every week. On Thursdays, I'll put out a form and then we'll fill the form. And on Fridays, the 8 artists then, we first fill the form. I'll go invite them kind of studio. Then we'll do like a live session, introduce themselves, and then we have like a freestyle session. I'll play like up to like 7 or 8 beats, and then we'll do like two rounds each or four bars. Just do whatever
just
you like, just vibe and stuff. And then we eventually develop like an album from that project over time. So from these people who are coming to the meet and vibe, for the meet and vibe, weekly activities, I see a few of them will be really more interested than just coming for the meet and vibe.
Like they really wanted to.
They wanted that kind of mentorship. They wanted that kind of, Nash, some of we don't say we want for meet you, don't say we look for posts, we go able to talk to you. Some of you, everyone says even some just want to more guide we and that kind of stuff. So like, I realized, okay, well, then I think if these people want more from me than me just providing music services for them, they want mentorship and they need that kind of guidance, then So, well, basically, from that point, I was like, okay, well, let me just select a few of them and then provide management services for them. So I gave them like 2 years contracts, basically, because, again, me on time back also for waste. So I'm like, okay, well, let's have like an engagement on that. I will give you this. I'll give you management. I'll give you, music services and whatever else I can do.
You can do.
Where I'm going to say, I'm able reach, being very
because
open.
Because I want to say, because, most people that we can actually grab a lot of people, if issues can always happen because they're not able to meet all their needs and everything else. And then you get a little jealousy inside. Oh, now me they pay attention to, and everything else. So I hope so with you don't be in the industry for too long for able to know how to manage, because I think that's a lot.
Right.
I really think that's a lot, and I don't know how you do it and how you get able to put all things together. But that's the idea. I always say, I just wish you the best and everything. So Triple T, of course, I know say Triple T. Matter of fact, the Empress gives Triple T.
Right.
And take out to Agena, so they're not a part of this. So in other words, they're still with Agena, or
no, the contracts ended in April.
So no resigning.
No resigning, of course, because everything tumbled up. And we're like, because now me again make them diddy.
Yeah.
After Empress being a cancel me, I took them.
Okay.
So now
let me ask, and I noticed the name not come.
I'm picking it, so it's okay, Papa. Would they be any?
Would they be inside?
All
right, cool. So I mean, for the past couple of weeks, I hope and pray, you and Cal. Definitely, I don't say Cal, but when I say every show my name comes up, but I'm sorry. But this particular one, I want to ask on the producer side because, Hero's album is the bomb and it's trending. Okay. This is a personal, an opinion from Nashito as a producer, as Cal Dinero, as somebody you've worked with. How do you feel about the Hero's album? How would you rate it?
Disappointingly, I'll give it a 6 over 10.
Excuse me?
6 over 10.
Why?
Because I feel like, for me, my expectation, or maybe my expectation will make it go up to 6. Maybe from a very normal listener's perspective, he could get a 9 or a 10. But what I was expecting, especially with the growth where it don't take over time, and how the album also, how it was marketed. And me, I go into the album based on how it has been marketed, because I saw the featurings with Mode 9, with Shatta Wale, and, all the other people, I'm like, yeah. So the first I listened to the album, but again, honestly speaking, and that's why up to date, I'm not saying nothing about this album, except now today you don't ask me, so don't put me on the spot.
Of course, I want to know. Because I'm loving it. Like you said, but I make us on the music production side.
No, it's because the industry as well not able to handle truth too well. Knowing especially the kind of vibe with me and Cal gets. The moment I say anything, we know that you get badass, get out before we, blah, 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 blah. So that's why I'm not giving my opinion. Okay. But honestly, if you're a true music listener and you understand music and you actually listen with the music air, you can tell that the album was not properly mastered.
Oh.
Some song in the safe way, if you mix properly. And I'll just give specific examples here.
Okay, no, don't go into all of that.
Into the technicality.
And I don't. But for me, as a listener,
I think the album was
the bomb.
The album is okay. The album is okay. It's a 6. I don't think I can invest work this back as well.
Okay.
Album-wise.
All right, okay. So, Ian Cal, are you ever going to be, producer, artist? Like, are you guys going to ever work together? Because we want that,
That is up to him, honestly.
What do you mean that is up to him?
Because
you're not going to make beats and send them for Cal.
I don't have
Cal is our ambassador. Cal is my guy.
But you know why? Mm-hmm. Sometimes you learn from people and approach to certain situations and certain conversations. Mm-hmm. And knowing how Cal, even when this whole thing about even JJ came up, the certain comments we make a last time, which were not even accurate in the first place. If me today I make beats for Cal, I go to say, when I say that person don't mean forcing setback for them.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I would rather prefer we have like a good talk. Okay, something happening. Okay,
no, I think I'm going to make that happen. I think I'm going to do it.
But I'm not going to force them beats no more, because I know I will change our nose story back and
no, it's fine. We're going to make it. But Hero's album, Chop Live with Stacks and all this, it's my jam.
That's actually my favorite jam.
Yes, I love it. Keep up, the good work. Of course, that's your own personal opinion. And then, of course, when it comes to sound, that is just a brief one. Bubu piano. How do you feel about this Bubu piano?
Oh, good. Okay. Again, we had a very long back and forth when the whole idea came up on Facebook.
Okay.
Number one, I was opposed to the idea that this trend of making boo-boo into illustrated music was pioneered by Lord Mo. I put some skates to the point and say, nah, bro, if you actually check back, like from the 2012 coming forward, we've seen Rampage and Solo's beats. They don't extensively, not even just on one song, extensively they don't try for rejuvenate and revive that particular, evolve that sound.
Okay.
So you saying, okay, now Million Four Scouts, that was wrong. But anyways, the idea is not bad, because regardless of anything, now the global trend, you have to find a way to fit your local sound into what the world we really vibe to. So it's not a bad idea for we actually try for blend with salon sound and so any other sound out there. But again, what has happened from that point today, and this is the problem that we normally have in Sierra Leone. You know, it's a whole project. That's a big project. What I was really expecting was, okay, if we want to do this thing, if we want to make them popular easily, get a couple of producers and artists, say, hey, guys, this is the new trend. Then we know, okay, well, we want to do 115 BPM, want to do 112, or want to do 120, depending on whatever the case may be. Because you want to get a couple of songs, we're going to make them, you know, popular quicker. But then you can't do one song, and from that same what other piano song have you actually had from the very first release? Because you need to have like more. So that's how people get familiar with the sound, and they know, okay, this is a new thing, this is a new sound. But then it's
well, hopefully, you know, I mean, for me, I think it's a good idea. I think that just
it is a very
piano
nice idea.
name. I think it's a name that I had. Maybe just wanted to just be Boo Boo.
Right.
To be honest, and of course, there's no way I would bring Nash and I'll bring Dandy up, because there was some little thing where people already seen that, because you come up with the idea and make, you know, because you posted something on Facebook and all that stuff. You've gone through a lot on social media.
It's true.
I wonder what you. I mean, your mental health on social. Sometimes it's sort of like, what the hell is going on? I stay away from all that drama. My opinion, I'll ask the people that they answer on the show, but kudos, you're going through a lot. But anyways, don't get it right, because I'll be right back after this commercial break.
Hi, I am Leo, a super geek who's obsessed with artificial intelligence. I'm sure you're wondering how I got here.
Hi, Tony. It's been hard trying to find a quick way to send the cash across to you. The bank is quite far from where I stay.
Girl, I'm trying to call that pop-up shop I saw on IG. I need them shoes for a party this weekend.
Wait a minute. I can solve all these problems. All I have to do is get back to my geek zone and get cracking. That's how I created this great virtual solution. Chat with me on Facebook Messenger and experience a whole new world of banking solutions without going to the bank. Make transfers, buy airtime, get account statements, and more. After all, going to the bank is boring. Like, I can't drink this delicious coffee and fill a teller at the same time. Get it?
We're almost at the end of the show. Welcome back to Ellen Keister, the Royal Talk Show. If you just walked in, of course, I have Nashito Kulala, a music producer. And, you know, and him done playing on social media for a while, because when Nash want to talk, they talk, and everybody has so much to say. Before we went on the break, I'd ask her, how do you deal with it? Right? Welcome back, Nash. Because sometimes I just wonder, you know, it's like for every time you say something, you know, but I'm glad you to speak up for what you believe in, and things like that. And I should say your wife is probably going through a lot. Good for the rub you down for seeing, you know. But anyways, how's fatherhood? How's family? How's life on that part?
Oh well, that's a whole different experience, which I'm grateful for.
Okay.
You know, help me for mature more, and is actually, especially with the kid, it don't really learn me a lot about life, and it don't really humble me to see how Peking they actually born and how they go. You know, it's a beautiful experience for me.
Okay, so you're still an evangelist?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you preach at your church. I know you play music and all that. You still do your preachings on social media? Oh
well, from where it's began because I used to do that at 9 p.m. every Thursday. Well, since the lights on the Ambogui, actually I've been thinking of, you know, maybe changing the time. So like maybe I'm thinking like actually just this morning while I was taking my shower, I think okay, maybe on Thursdays I do 12, 3, and 6. So if nobody meets 12, you go meet 3, you go meet 6. But it's not gonna be like that long one. It'll be like then short 15 minutes. Okay. Just, you know. All
right. So of course I want to go back to that personal life day where you mentioned say God call you. It's not God actually call you, because some people they call themselves.
No, because if if you left to me, and I want for call myself, I just want to be Christian, go church, basic, do my own thing, and come back. And you know, like honestly, since I was coming up, because my family line from my mother's side, like they are like church people. When I go can say grandpa, I go say mama. I'm like, no, they style you. Me, I just want to be normal Christian, just go do me own thing.
So on this level,
but when this happened, like it was very, very real, and nobody can say people get encounter. I never ever understand till it happened to me. It was like so real. My encounter, like in that different.
So God
dimension.
can't go Jinjin and talk to you.
Well, I wouldn't say I saw, but the voice and the light, like actually opened my eyes and I couldn't sleep. We points touch eyes and I was like in some trance. I was like in a whole different world. Okay. So when I came back to life, the quotes are still on my Facebook. I was like, "Run away, afraid to go, but say afraid to move," because I was really terrified. Honestly, like having that encounter, I was really, really terrified. I never felt like that before.
Okay.
Never. Ever.
So in other words, I know the producer, the Nash that I know, you were chilling, partying, drinking and the smoking. You still do all of that, or you just with God and music straight up? No, none of that.
No, I do God and music. The smoking, actually, because I don't stop smoking. Well, just before this happened. Okay. I don't stop.
Okay. So, all right, cool. I just want to be sure. I want to be clear.
No, I'm still a social person.
Okay.
Me, of course, I'm not really pressuring myself into that whole thing. Say, oh, you're not Christian, you need to God business, for come against self, now you and all that. And me, well, maybe some other people will have a different opinion, but if necessary, but of course, I need to go club again. I'll hang out, go to barbecues, go to day parties, go to chilling there and blah, 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 this and there. But
and you're happy with everything that's happening with you in your life and everything else?
Everything is going well so far.
Good. So now with all these book artists that we get, if somebody want for make you do music for them, produce beats and everything else, are you still available for other people?
I'm available, but that's a very expensive cost.
I was just going to ask, how much are you charging now?
Yeah.
I want to know. Yes.
So now my production fee for making just a beat for you, I don't go up to 5 million.
Okay.
Like 5,000, sorry. I mean, I still used to that old money.
Yeah, we're old school.
Yeah.
You're still younger, but still. Yeah.
So like for a full production now, it's like 7,500.
Okay. So meaning, the master and all things, so the full.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But 5 million, 7.5 million.
Yes.
And if they want to reach you, it's Nashito Kulala on all your social media handles and everything else. Okay, so what's your next project besides all these artists? Like, what's, are you working on? Are you going to be releasing albums for these people? I know you, Nash, is an artist yourself. And, I'm teaching a dancer back as well. Hey, I don't say that shit break. Not all-round entertainer. So have you given up that career for these people, or you still are going to be doing, your artistic business?
Ellen, I think you know me too much.
I know you too well.
Yeah. So there's a couple of projects coming up, actually. A couple of EPs coming as well. There's an album, the Meet and Vibe album, where I'm going to start from. Then send the they do that project, is going to come out. There's an EP for JJ also on the cooking. Okay. There's also an album for Rosé also on the cooking. And my personal projects as well is coming up. But, I just don't space them out properly, knowing when this one is coming out. And there's also an EP I am doing for up-and-coming artists, which is called Punch and Honey. It's for the rappers and street singers. Okay. So, again, I've noticed, from where, especially when I begin work with JJ, hey, well, you say if you can't sign me, I'm like, nah, I never work with someone else alone. As much as I really want to help as many people as possible, but the 8th first part don't go sign. Honestly, Ellen, like you said, good luck with Andy. There are times I think, you don't, except for me good saying, I don't come put yourself on a problem. I honestly feel that way sometimes. You not be need for do this much of people. Right. But anyways, it don't happen that way there. I still try to keep up. So for the other people who really want for get the opportunity for just, Nash, at least you have through your own platform, help you and all that. So there have been other people where I see them give it right because I follow a couple of them on Facebook. I see them freestyles, I see what they do and they're doing consistently. So some of those people I don't identify them without them even knowing. I'm just going to surprise them with the message say, I'm inviting you to this EP. I'm inviting you. So I'm going to do 4 rappers and 4 So let's just look forward to that. And it's Nashito Kulala. You not get a label name or anything like that. Nah. It's just Nashito Kulala. Yes. So lastly, before we go, we almost, of course, at the end of the show. I mean, it's been great. It's been really interesting. But I know, your twin,
I call him your twin, my younger brother, but you guys look so much alike. He's a rapper as an artist. Why is he not part of your label, part of your management?
That's the dads.
That's the dads. Shout out to your dad. You know, what's the relationship like? Why he's not one person you're actually pushing?
Okay, yeah, that's a very great question, and I'm sure I've had that question from so many people. Like you work with all the people else, so waiting you. When you know they work with your brother, you are your own blood brother, and he's also doing music, and it's actually very, very brilliant. Of course, you don't see him, you know, it's his own thing. But with him, I'm trying to squeeze him to a point that he understands that not because you're my brother, if you say like I'm entitled, my brother producer, okay, I forget. Like you have to. I need to see that commitment from you that I am really willing to work and I'm really willing to subdue or for actually listen to you and for guide me in all that. So that's been the reason why so far. So there are times he can get it, say, okay, I don't get it. He comes in, we begin work back then. I'm like, nah, me, I know the partner in the pond, also the pond. If you're ready, you're ready. Because me, I'm giving my 100% to music. So I expect, say, if there are other people, especially that I'm working with, and I give them timelines, I tell them, I just to be in the studio, so, and in the dorm, I don't want them to look at you, say, because you're my brother, you can do anything and just get away with them. I just need to also be under that same discipline and not say, you know, not take advantage of anything because you're my brother. So that's the only reason why, you know, he's not been signed, although even with Ejena, we actually approached him once and said, okay, well, we'll sign you to the record label. Before even we signed Triple T, so okay, we can't work with Ejena. That is just as a for one. He received the contracts, and I was like, oh, well, myself, I want for get my own decision making, I want for know what myself for do for cool music and that. So I was like, okay, well, you know, look, it's we ready for the owner structure and management, we will know. So
I'm going to have a conversation. That's my guy. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming here. Of course, nobody leaves my set. I have a really nice gift for you. Ooh. Yes. And in there, of course, there's a special, you know, Flex Award. There's a plaque in there for all the good work we've been doing. Oh. You know, I mean, I know all my other guests and feel certain type of way. Planner? Yeah, you can pull out. Yes, definitely. And of course, it's sponsored by Ecart. Yes. Definitely.
Yeah, well, our JJ because I said wisdom cup. Cup of wisdom.
Cup of wisdom.
The cup of wisdom.
Yeah, so you get that, and you know, we're proud of you. I'm super proud of you. And take it easy on social media.
No, let them take it easy on me.
But still, all the best. You know, I'm here. I'm always a phone call away, just like you're a phone call away. And of course, thanks for all the support. You know, all these years with even my personal projects. You know, including the podcast, I do the beats, and of course Empress P and everything else. So say when they get done for Ginash stuff, do the beats. So in other words, I feel like we're saying, our person we owe you. But that's what we can call Leto. Don't worry, we're family. So I appreciate you. So forget everything else. You've just been there, and you know, shout out to you, Kwama. Just hit me up when you get back in town and everything else. So all the best. You know, I don't want to go, but I've got to go. I've been your host today, Ellen Keister. Till next week. Peace.
Bye-bye.